Earbuds Podcast, presented by Headliner Music Club.
Here we go.
Here we go is crazy.
That's the worst part ever. All right. Earbuds Podcast, show number 16.
Wow.
2025. This is good. This is a great start, man.
We made it. We made it to 2025.
I think every episode we start with "we made it" because we're just happy.
I mean, I didn't think we were gonna get past 5 shows, man. Congratulations.
Dude, we're devoted. We're doing good.
We're committed.
Just like what Five said, we are very committed, and thank you to Headliner Music Club, who is putting this on for us, and Scratchy and everybody in the team over there. We have a big show, man. First show of the new year. We have DJ EU from Atlanta.
Yeah. A round of applause.
Yo, man, we're so happy to have you on this freezing cold day. Yeah, man.
It is brick. It's brick.
It's brick.
It is brick as fuck.
70 out here, man. I don't know what you guys talking about. It's nice and warm.
Man, it's 0 or negative. No, right now it's like -5 or something in Chicago, and
we're at 12.
That's
12 degrees.
It's warm, yeah. And then I think Atlanta doesn't usually get that cold though, right?
We get it like
Atlanta's pretty cold.
We get it like once in like January or February, but we had 2 cold weekends back to back. So
what's cold?
No?
What's cold for you?
We 30. 30 is cold.
That's like a warm day in Chicago.
I'm wearing shorts, man.
That's spring in Chicago. No, it's 30. Feels like 20. But this morning was 17, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And we got snow like 5 inches the other day, which never.
Hey. That's a whole lot. That's a whole
5 inches
lot.
of snow.
Got him. All right. So we got EU on here. We had a lot of questions about. I guess we've been talking. We did this podcast for almost a year and a half now, and a lot of Latin records have come up, and we figured the best person that could break down some of these records for us was EU. So, and Bad Bunny just dropped a brand new album.
Fire.
So everything's just aligning perfectly here. So we're going to ask you a lot and mispronounce a lot as well.
So you're going to jump in and correct us every time.
Yeah, please. Actually, don't correct us. Just be like, yeah, that was a good try. That was good. Just participation. Cool. And we also got Sneaky Slappers ATL songs that tickle your titties. We'll get more into what that means. What's the scenario? Dropping Latin sets in an open format room, and your edit submissions, and then of course 10 questions with EU. So we have that all coming up on today's show. Big shout out to Valentine, Mr. Diesel, Dirty Darren, Dex, and Mayo. I was in Nashville, so I hung out with the boys and said what's up to anybody else. Anyone else got shout outs or?
I got Mr. Williams in Charlotte, North Carolina, Michael Berkowitz and Edison Hunter out here in New York.
Nice.
Shout out to Nick Ferrer.
Nick.
Hell yeah, Nick.
I don't know. You guys wanted me to do a shout out. So. Shout out to Nick.
Is he behind the camera right now?
Yeah. No, he's downstairs. He's going to come up in a minute.
Okay, thank you, Five, for that. Let's just go around the room. You guys, I know, Five, you just did...
Wait. We forgot EU shout out.
Oh, yeah. You got shout out? I'm sorry.
Shout out to Weapons, which is a homie that you guys know, ATL. Shout out to Villa, that I know he listens to the podcast.
Is it Villa or Villa?
It's Villa, I think.
Oh, nice.
Villa, if I was saying in Spanish. Yeah. AKA Faded Panda. Yeah.
Shout out to Finny Boy in the building.
And shout out to like Danny M, JMV.
Oh yeah.
All the crew,
The gang.
All the
homies. Janie. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. ATL.
Yeah. J Tran up in the building.
Jesus, J Tran.
Hell, if I was to put Black Amigo out there too.
Oh yeah,
Black Amigo.
It's my dog.
All right, we got 5. You just did I know we talked about this on the pod. You did a coffee shop.
Oh yeah, I didn't know.
I want to know about how that was and your feelings. And
no, a friend of mine opened up a coffee shop on Fairfax called Gigi's Coffee. Shout out to Gigi's. And yeah, they wanted to do a grand opening, and they wanted to do a DJ set. And yeah, we went and did it. We should have recorded it. It was a good set. I played like R&B, like what do you call it? Future beats type set. You know, like lo-fi's type stuff.
Like neo soul and stuff like that.
Yeah, neo soul. And me and Night Train did it. Night Train did like a lot of R&B too, and yeah, it was fun.
Nice. Neil, what you been doing?
I did my very first 444 party with Bella Fiasco.
Oh yeah, that's right. You were in town.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was in LA,
party,
right? You said LA? Yeah.
I was freaking out because for some reason I was under this impression that it was an R&B party, and then I got in there and it was not that.
It's a rager. You can play anything.
Yeah, it was a full blown.
Do you ever go in and like kind of prep your set for an R&B or like some sort of format, and then you all of a sudden it's just like I was really wrong on this?
No, it was that night. I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I could play that much R&B, and then it was the second I walked in there, it was not that.
You can play slow jams there. Like Bella really trained that crowd like very well. So
yeah. It was dope. It was super dope. And then she came out here and we she was just out here, and then we went to we saw Stretch Armstrong play.
Oh
an
wow.
open format set, and that was sick.
Are these all pop-up parties?
No, she was playing this one spot called Jeans out here.
Oh yeah.
And it was just a night. And I happened to have Saturday off. She was in town, and we just went. It was me, her, Omar out there in LA. He does
Omar
Woods.
Yeah. And
shout out to Omar, shout out to Bella.
Yeah. It was dope.
Got the whole squad.
Yeah.
EU, what you been up to?
Man, I've been doing my thing, but recently I did this Red Bull party called Red Monday. So they do it.
We had that in Chicago too.
Yeah. So they do it in different markets, and it's an industry party. Mm-hmm. Literally free for the industry. Every nightclub, pretty much every nightclub, bar, restaurant that carries Red Bull, they invite the staff. Open bar, and dude, that was like so dope. Like one of those like sets that you're like, man, I haven't had one of those like in a while, to the point that it's like anything from Kendrick to Atlanta hip hop to Prince to disco to house, like true open format, like real open format, man. And it's like, you know, those sets I like, man, I wish I would have recorded this kind of thing. And everything was just perfect. It was dope. That was like, today's Wednesday, this coming out soon, but it was like past Monday, and I'm still on a high with it. And then just kind of still like doing my own thing. I have the Atlanta United season coming up, so doing a lot of stuff with that. I did Media Day, and Latin scene is thriving again thanks to Bad Bunny. So the energy in the Latin rooms are fire, dude.
We're gonna get more into the Bad Bunny stuff because we got a lot of questions. I was just in Nashville over the weekend.
You saw a ghost?
Man.
Who, me? I was like looking in the back of my camera. I'm like, what is that back there?
I was in Nashville. I do a corporate event for Stella Artois, and I ran into a problem because, like, you know, usually ask for like what kind of format you guys want, you know, and I've noticed that, like, you know, everyone has a different way of describing music, right? Like, you know, I'm just like, all right, hey, do you guys want what kind of music? They're like, pop top 40, and I was like, okay, well, I got some like, you know, remixes, housey remixes. They're like, absolutely no house, and I was like, wait, what do you guys want? What do you want? Like, you just top 40, and I'm like, and I was like in panic mode at this time because the door is about to open in an hour, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, what, you guys want throwbacks? They're like, nah, not really. Like the new, like we want high energy. So now I'm just scratching my head like, man, I don't, high energy top 40 that's current. I'm like birds of a feather's asleep. I'm like, I don't know what like the biggest songs are all like, you know, chill right now. So but then I realized what they meant was basically like not straight house music, but you could have remixes. Just when you're translating what people are saying, it's always
they don't know.
No, you almost have to. I brought my laptop up to the lady that was organizing the whole thing, and I was just like, is this okay? Is this cool? There's lyrics the whole time. She's like, oh yeah, that's fine. But man, I was just like, it was a long set too. So I'm just panicking the whole time and sweating about that.
That's like when they say, hey, don't play hip hop. And then I was like, yo, can you play some Biggie?
Bro.
What?
Yep.
Dude, I've been to a room where they were saying Katy Perry was hip hop because they said, and I think this was in
Japan.
Was it Tokyo? And I was like, no, it was. Yeah, that's what
Remember
I said.
that part when he was like, hip hop? You mean like Katy Perry? I'm like, wait, what?
No, dude, I'm telling you, it's everyone has a different interpretation of the way you say things. So it's like, you know, I'm just like, this is house, and people are like, that's not house music, that's tech house. I'm like, well, okay, tech house, but anything at 128, I'm just like, it's either 128 or everything else. That's the way I look at it, right? But anyway. So I did that. Everything worked out, and then I go to New Orleans this week, and I'm doing a show with Third Eye Blind. Neil, don't say anything. I know you're gonna say something.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect
Great booking for you. Yeah,
the best pairing.
Actually, I love Third Eye Blind, so I'm not mad at that.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, okay. You know what?
We know that.
We're gonna move on to the next segment. Thanks, guys.
Hey,
Jerzy,
who else, Bila?
I'll give you props.
Taylor Swift.
See, the whole time I think Five's taking notes and he's doodling pictures. You got to put Taylor Swift on my hat, really? Is that?
I mean, you might want to frame this.
I would love to kind of like do that gig too, to almost like, yo, I saw Third Eye Blind live, period, like bucket list kind of thing, like check.
Oddly enough, this is my second time playing with Third Eye Blind.
Whoa!
You're just a fan, though.
No. This is like, I don't know how it happened, but Errol actually put me up with this this show. Nice. It's gonna be cool. All right, guys, let's go through the charts real quick. HMC charts, Bad Bunny holding down the top 5 spots. I don't even know how to pronounce some of these records, but I'm gonna try. One is all right. NUEVALO.
Jersey.
Yeah.
It's New York, Nueva York in Spanish. Nueva York. So it's Nueva York, but he spelled it Nueva York.
But why is there a lowercase o?
Just because it looks cool when you go on Apple Music and
So that means New York.
Yeah.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
It's gonna be a long episode, boys. This is gonna be a long one. All right.
Nueva
York, like New York.
Yeah.
Nueva York. Like you never heard say Nueva York, like
me? Have I heard that?
Have you ever heard Nueva?
Nueva? Mm-mm. What does Nueva mean?
New.
No.
New York.
Mm-mm.
Pretty much Nueva is new, and York is York. That's the translation.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for this Spanish lesson real quick.
I honestly didn't think it was going to be this bad.
Oh, it's going to get worse.
Bad, man. It's a struggle.
He's side texting me like, what did you rope me into, man?
Yeah. Well, all right. The other one was Voy a la vender. Help me, please. Help.
Voy a llevarte pa PR.
Yes.
That means I'm going to take you to Puerto Rico.
I was going to say that.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. You almost say voy a la verga, and that's not good.
Oh no.
I'll let you that.
I'll save you from that one.
There's another one called E-O-O.
Yep. That one, that doesn't really translate. It has an acronym. I forgot what it was.
Okay. And then the one I do know how to pronounce is El Club. Those are the big. And then
that's very good.
Yeah. And then there's DTMF. So there's a lot on this. Which one? Wait, which one should we play?
Yes.
I have a list. Do you want me to give you guys that now, or
yeah? I think we can.
I
think maybe just give us 3 that like are must play right now.
Okay. So scenario: Nueva York is a dembow, so very high energy, like Titi me preguntó.
Wait, what?
So the first one, Nueva York.
Okay.
Nueva York.
That's the
more
that
up tempo, yeah.
Okay.
It's up tempo. It's like it's like, remember when Titi me preguntó? Yeah, like that it was just a banger.
Mm-hmm.
That's the top 40 crossover banger because it has that same energy. It samples a salsa record from a big group from Puerto Rico called El Gran Combo, and then he like flipped it. So like that's why when you hear it at the beginning, the original, it sounds like salsa, and then it kind of but like a lot of our DJ edits are just gonna go from the dembow, but then it also transitions towards the end. So it starts at 120 and then it goes into 128, and it's okay to play that. So you could use that record into like a dembow and then a transition to go from 120 to 128. That's the way I use it, and you have to let the bunny
Is that the song that you play from start to finish then?
Yes, you do.
Are all parts important?
Yep.
Okay.
Is it big in every room? Like, it doesn't have to be just a Latin room.
That will be your top 40 crossover, one of the three records for open format.
And how do you pronounce that one more time?
Nueva York.
Nueva York.
Nueva? Yeah.
Lord. Neil, stop fucking laughing, man. I'm just trying here. I'm really trying. All right.
So it's funny. Shout out to DJ Rice from DC. He hit me up and he's like, yo, I could try, but I'm just going to hit you up. And he was like, what are the records that I was supposed to be playing? I normally tweet, like, let's say there's a new Latin song that I'll be like, yo, open format DJs, start including this in your sets because it's working, right?
I got to get on that list, man.
It's just a tweet. Just follow me on Twitter. Literally.
Yeah.
So the other record that I would say is the EOO. It's like reggaeton, like Zafaera. You remember Zafaera or Calladita from Bad Bunny?
Yeah.
Were you playing Zafaera?
Yeah.
Jerzy was not playing Zafaera.
I'm gonna take a pass on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the new like Perro Negro. Remember how he had that one with Fate? Well, this is the new reggaeton straight banger. This is the new Gasolina of 2025. And to put it in context.
Okay.
I would say Verdad, which is another reggaeton banger, is really, really good.
Wait, which one?
Verdad. I don't think it's in the top.
It's not in the charts. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Verdad should be in the charts. The only thing that's like, it's more of like you have a lot of Latin, and even I would consider more of an East Coast record because the reggaeton market from East to West Coast is completely different. Very, very different. So this is like that Verdad record. You're in Atlanta, Miami, New York, maybe Chicago, but anywhere East Coast, Orlando, Connecticut,
Boston.
Yeah, Boston.
Yeah, I played like Bad Bunny when I was there. Off the new album.
Yeah. El Club is fire, but it was like the single that he released before the album. El Club, the club, which is on the charts. So it could get, it works because people know it, but it's not a hype, like as hype as it is. And then the other record that you can introduce is Que tú te crees, but he spelled it completely in wrong spelling. Those are like the 5 records that I would say is like straight bangers. And then you have different scenarios, like the DTMF is the name of the album, and it's called Debí tirar más fotos. And it's also the song that went super viral because of the translations of the song. It means I should have taken more pictures. So it has a nostalgic, like, so he did it like, I should have taken more pictures and stuff. But then in the Latin community, you have so many immigrants that started using it and started doing collages of when they lived in their countries, like either Mexico, Venezuela, or Colombia, but now they live here. Or they were assimilating it to relatives they've lost. And it's like saying, like, I should have taken more pictures. Like, so I think that record, I think it's number 1 on TikTok. if not mistaken.
It says Billboard, TikTok, DTMF is number 1.
Yeah. So it's
moving
because of the meaning of the songs. Yeah. And then he has another record that if you are in a room that people likes, go ahead.
There's a ballet in
Inolvidable.
Yeah, so that one was trending in the city charts.
Yeah. So he made it a salsa record, and it's fire. And he actually did a video for it. So if you're in a room like New York, you could drop that because people do like salsa. You could play it maybe towards the end. Or if you're like, you know how we used to play Vivir Mi Vida? Vivir Mi Vida. Yeah. Mark Anthony.
Oh, yeah, that's on my list. Oh, fuck. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's gonna be equivalent to that, like comparable.
At the same time, energy, then, like it's kind of a sing along. Yeah. Okay, got it.
And then Café con Ron, it's actually a plena record, meaning so that's like more of our ancestor. It comes from the African roots to as well as our indigenous. It's music that came from the 1500s, 1600s back in the day, right? And it's called plena. Some people call it bombi plena, but they're two different. If you have a Puerto Rican crowd, bro, drop that. Like I played it, and not even on a Puerto Rican level. Like that record is banging right now, but you really have to play it like that you have a lot of Latin people that could take over the energy.
And it has does it have to be like I mean, you're saying Latin, but like, there's a lot of Mexican people in Chicago, but like so it doesn't translate to different.
No,
I mean, I think it's okay.
You know what it is though? Like, so for example, like in Atlanta, we have Mexican culture, but at my parties, they enjoy that, right? Where in Chicago, I think instead of playing that record, you could play a Peso Pluma and you'll get a better reaction. But I haven't played in Chicago recently since the album came out. I could ask, like, Miriam is one of like the top girls DJs out there that she plays a lot of the Latin spots. I could ask her and see how like it's working and get back to you guys. But that album, like at least in the East Coast, it's gonna resonate because of the Venezuelan, Colombian culture, Puerto Rican, Dominican. But see, like the Nueva York, how it ends in 128. If you kind of want to do like a mini Bad Bunny set, did you guys ever play El Apagón by Bad Bunny which was like Puerto Rico está bien cabrón. Está bien cabrón, Puerto Rico está bien cabrón. No, okay.
It's not.
Well, it was a record. It could have been a crossover record as well because it was high energy. If you play Nueva York, you let it transition into the 128, and you kind of want to do a mini Bad Bunny set, you could play Café con Ron real quick, and then go into a Pepas, like almost like if you throw that record, it'll be like you'll get the looks like, hey, how do you know about this record, or kind of thing.
Especially
but it has it has a very, but it also has a very catchy like intro hook and stuff like that.
Got it.
But I wouldn't play Café con Ron the whole thing. You got to kind of cut it when it drops out in an open format market.
Got it. All right. Well,
in a Latin market, you hit play for the whole album, let it ride, and you go take a piss break. You could do whatever. It's fire.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of ammo on his new album, so that's good to know. All right, we'll get back to more Bad Bunny questions, and we got a lot of them coming up. But I want to talk about some things that were trending. Song of the year. I know we didn't touch this last month because we just had so much going on, but did you guys have a song of 2024 that you thought was a standout? Anybody?
Birds of a Feather. I mean, there's so many.
Song of the year. Just give me
for me.
Yeah.
I think APT touched me the most.
Really?
Whoa.
Really?
I love that.
Where
record.
did it touch you? That sounds like
everywhere.
Yeah.
I tried to play that song everywhere. I try to fit it in everywhere I play as much as possible.
And it works really well.
You Do it
I've
right.
never played it. I don't know. Maybe I
It
messed
does
up.
work.
It does work, yeah.
Oh,
It came
Yeah,
out so
West
late
Coast,
in
I
the year too. All right.
Dude, that song's huge.
All right, Neil, what do you got? Song of the year. Oh, here we go. He's gonna give us a list of like 30 in different genres.
Whenever it's like, it's just like anything else. When you're like, give me the top 3, I'm always stuck with the one. So if you're asking me for one song, it's like really rough. I'm gonna go ahead and go with Not Like Us.
Ooh.
Only
Okay.
not aside from the diss part of it. Like, I'm just glad New York, that LA is like, or the West Coast is back on board. Like, I've watched throughout time, I've watched the South come up. I've watched New York pop up a couple times, even Chicago. But LA kind of ran flat for a while. And I'm from LA, like, and I'm just glad they're back on like a national scale.
I can see that. Yeah. Yeah,
Like,
no, for sure.
That's like the one song that crossed over. That I can't remember like another LA, like a West Coast based artist that I can actually play in New York and it be accepted.
Yeah.
So yeah, that I would say it's that one.
EU, what do you got?
All right, so I'm gonna throw into the Latin part of it, since I'm here for as a Latin advocate. No, I'm joking. I was gonna say "Gata Only" by Floyd Menor and Chris MJ.
Thank God you said it, because I could not pronounce that.
I almost threw you.
You heard the old episodes that we were talking about that. That was yep.
I'm gonna say Fade came out with Luna, but I think it came out in 2023, but it really was like a 2024 banger. I want to say Shabuzi. Bar Song was a freaky anthem this year that I think had that crossover, and then obviously Not Like Us, maybe TGIF for the girls by Megan.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess about that.
No, that was Glorilla.
Yeah.
Glorilla. Sorry. Yeah, those are my top 4. I would say, like, that that came out in 2024 and you could kind of like play them and made an impact.
I got Kind Music, the Move record. I think that was globally, I think that was a pretty massive record, and it works in a lot of, and it crossed over too. Like, when you see hip hop artists that are trying to get on those records, I think they did didn't Ty Dolla just put a kind of like I think it sounds very similar. There's a record that just came out.
Ty actually, when he DJs, he plays house music.
Oh,
He's
no
like a
shit.
house, yeah.
I didn't even know he DJed. All right, well, I don't know. I think that song was a huge crossover record. I think that, pretty big for the year. But cool. All right, I'm glad we covered that. Lil Baby's new album just came out. Thoughts on that? Anybody?
I loved it.
What's playable? What's
well, Dumb or Dumb Dumber Dumb.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get back into this.
Future.
Yeah, Dumb
and Dumber.
Future and Young Thug, right?
Yeah.
It's Thug, yeah.
And
that's a good one. Redbone with Glorilla is another playable one to me.
Yep.
I have that in my playlist.
I'm hoping Free Promo gets some looks. I like Stuff with Travis Scott.
What's big in Atlanta? He's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah. All 3 of them are.
I mean, you probably play the whole album out there, right?
Yeah.
But it depends. So, like,
where you're at,
you could probably play it in a hip hop setting. But like, I even talked to my like homies that are playing hip hop, and like, bro, like the new hip hop, it's not really translating. The energy's not there, and then like the lyrics, everything is just so dark that the biggest hip hop parties out here are all R&B parties.
No shit.
Yeah.
What about strip clubs?
Strip clubs is different, man. Like strip clubs, you're gonna hear music that you're like, who is this? Like,
shout out to June.
Like you, like you don't
cash.
Like half of the hip hop artists that are big now went to Magic City, tried the record, and it was a hit, kind of thing. Like, but so Lil Baby, fire, yeah, cool, right? Killed it. But I'm always gonna get a bigger reaction from a No Hands or a Handsome and Wealthy by Future. Like, because there's more energy on it. I honestly
sometimes stuff is too new too, right? Like it just has to breathe and get kind of its own footing. And
but then you got the people that are like, oh, they want to be cool, right? And they request for these songs because they want to be trendy, but it doesn't translate. Like, like when the Future record came out, the only record we were playing for that, it was like that. But then I will get requests from like different parts of the album, and you're like, bro, like, cool, you could listen to that in your car when valet gives it to you, kind of thing. Like,
like the masses aren't on it.
Yeah,
it's just people want to go party, people want to go dance. Like, they don't want to sit down on a couch and listen.
It's sad, depressing.
Yeah.
All right. We already talked about the Bad Bunny album. I think we covered that. I think we went pretty thorough into that. Kendrick Lamar at the Super Bowl. The question I had for you guys is he going to do Not Like Us just because it's a diss record? And, is it something that he's going to bring up in such a huge platform, like performing in front of the world? What are your thoughts? Go ahead.
I don't think he's that petty, so I don't think he's going to do it. And he has so much, other bangers that he can perform, but maybe he'll do like a little snippet of it. Maybe like
that song brought him. That was the song that kind of blew him up last year.
I was talking to Deluxe about it. We're in a chat, like just talking about stuff. But he said that what if Kendrick brings out, for a diss, brings out what's it called, No Limit, like Master P and like those guys as a little sneak, not a sneak diss, but that could be crazy.
Why did No Limit and Drake have beef?
No, but it's just like you bring out No Limit, but no Cash Money.
Right. Okay.
All right.
Oh wow, yeah.
Shout out to Deluxe for that theory.
Does Kendrick have a problem with all of Cash Money, or is it just Drake?
I think just Drake.
Well, I think
because
isn't Wayne automatically just roped into that too?
No,
because he's essentially signed. He's like attached to him, isn't he?
I thought that deal was years ago. I might be wrong. I don't know.
Well, that's what they were talking about in the entire like back and forth. He actually talks about it. He's signed to a guy that's signed to another guy that's signed to another
in Houston. Jay Prince, like that whole other Texas connection. So
I think he might just do. They're not like us. They're not like us.
It's like real quick, yeah.
Like, and then kind of like do a mashup or go into something else. But I think he's gonna leave the whole diss, pedophile, all of that. Oh yeah,
the pedophile thing too. Yeah, it's kind of.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be an edited version, but I think he kind of has to do that song. That's like what. Had he not come out with that song, do you think he would be on at the Super Bowl?
No.
So
that's what I was thinking too.
At one point it's a diss record, but do you think? I think that it's crossed the threshold where it just becomes a song. It's not even a diss record anymore. It's that big. Like nobody's saying, "Oh, he dissed Drake." At this point, it is just a song that stands alone. That's that's my opinion on it. So he kind of has to do that humble. Like these are songs that put him in the crossover.
It's like Back to Back by Drake. It was a diss record, but it was a banger in the in the club.
And then they became friends. What if he brings Drake out? We don't know. We should find out on February 9th.
That's not happening. Maybe Lil Wayne. Maybe Lil Wayne.
I think
that would be amazing though. Yeah.
Lil Wayne or Juvenile.
Ooh. I can see that. I can see that.
Like Juvenile.
He has to bring somebody out. Yeah, he has to be somebody from. All right. TikTok. It was banned for 6 hours or whatever it was. Yeah, and it's back. But I wanted to think. I was thinking about this last week. Like, if TikTok does go away eventually, or for a long period of time, what do you think? What kind of an impact do you think it would have on the music industry and obviously songs that we're playing and just everything in culture, right? I mean, I feel like a lot of people are getting their information, and when we go over the TikTok charts, those are, they're pretty close to what's actually happening. So I wanted to get your guys' opinion on that.
I mean, I know Nick Ferrer would be out of a source for new music. That guy sends me TikTok like clips every day, like about 10, 20 of them a day.
Hey, listen to this one. What do you think? Yeah.
But I know a lot of influencers were stressed, you know, because that's their majority of their income. But as far as music, I don't know, man. I signed up for Red Note. I was ready for the next platform.
What is Red Note? Is it just? It's another
another Chinese TikTok, I guess, or Chinese.
I signed up for it too.
Gee, all right.
I started getting like random like Chinese like messages. I'm like, let me delete this, man, for now. And TikTok's back already. So.
But do you think that the content is going to be as strong on TikTok, being the fact that it's still temporary? Like, why invest in an app like that if you don't know the longevity of it?
That's another thing too. Yeah,
but I think people like the influencers, like I said, like people live off that, right? Like that's who I felt bad for the people that like were like, oh my god, how am I going to go to sleep now without TikTok? I was like, read a book. Like,
artists were also making music for TikTok, right? So I think that's I think more or less that's like, in my opinion, I think that's going to be a big change. So if music can, you know, be different because it's not going to just be they're trying to go viral because of a dance or some shit like that. Now it's like, hey, we're actually going to put out, I don't know. But then again, if TikTok goes away or, you know, if it's gone permanently, there's always going to be another platform that's going to take its
simple.
You know, place.
There's a pro, and a pro for me is people will actually listen to a whole song. Right, like they will actually
or an album
like they will go to streaming platforms and actually listen to songs versus like just 45 seconds. The downfall of it is we have seen a surge of older hits that we used to play, right, when they were like bangers, come back to life. That to us is refreshing. It's like like for example, I think Naughty Boy La 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 with Sam Smith is back, right? And I was like, oh yeah, let me go on my hard drive and look for all those remixes that I used to have. Like,
making throwbacks relevant. Cool. That's another thing you said. Yeah. That was. I guess there's like pros and cons to it. But speaking of the open format, and you know, I guess the younger generation than us, I was just telling you guys offline that like more or less like it's been very difficult to find college kids or kids that are maybe out of high school that want to play open format now. It's that generation. It's changed so much where the movement right now is tech house and house music and even drum and bass. And you're talking to maybe somebody that's a little bit younger. And I'm like, hey, what's your thoughts on playing some of these records? Or if there's a venue that, it's opening up, they're looking for DJs that have that catalog or knowledge of records like that. I feel like there's a huge gap right now in the industry, and I'm not sure if you guys are seeing the same thing. It's wild to think that when we were coming up, it was like for the most part it was like hip hop and house, at least where I was, and then it turned into open format and we had to build these catalogs. But now it's just like, no, we only play things that are 128 and above or like 118 and above, and it's wild to think that.
I mean, fuck, in the mid 2000s it was hip hop, R&B, and Pitbull. Yeah.
That's Calabria. Calabria.
Well, if you're not playing a tech house club, that's what it is now.
Dude.
That's back to that. It is. Yeah.
Hip hop, pop, and Pitbull.
You're singing it. You're singing in Atlanta too.
We have the
right?
same issue. Yeah, man. Like let's say I need an opener. Like there's maybe 2 or 3 guys that I know I could call. One, they go to the clubs. They'll go to Ton and Groove and actually hang out and know what the song is. Like I get DMs like, yo guys, you. It's like, I see you play at Ton and Groove and I think I could play at Ton and Groove. I was like, you think you could give me opening slot? I was like, have you been to Ton and Groove? It's like, nah, but I know I could play it. I was like, what do you play? Oh, I play tech house. Like, what? What?
Oh man.
You get what I'm saying? Like, so shout out to like Villa. Like Villa is one of the up and coming DJs in Atlanta that knows how to play the tech house, but also figure out is like, okay, like I could get more bookings with the open format. But like if we really think about it, like open format leans more towards the house now, but he's learned how to take the left turns, make the room breathe, like move the crowd.
I think the hard part, it's not as much as like what I think it's difficult for someone, just even for me or any, you're going from different, like when you're playing a house tempo, let's just say 118 to 140, you could kind of, but when you're trying to go like 130 and you're like, man, I got to get to 80 or 90, that's a challenge. And I think that's where you're going to find, who are able to do. Yeah, it's just, there's going to be this gap of like, how do you properly get to that tempo or switch tempos or make it a smooth transition? And now doing research and trying to actually find younger DJs for a thing I'm working on, it's been very difficult. And you're just seeing like, who has that knowledge or that catalog or even cares. I think that was another thing too, is like, hey, I don't care. I'll teach you. Are you willing to learn this? And they're just like, no, I'm just really in the tech house. And I'm like, all right, I'm not mad at that. It's fine. But it's just no one wants to do open format. So yeah, it's one of the less of them. But okay, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one. It's like what we said.
We knew how to do the left turns, like, and all of that. Or there's a big bottle spender. You're at 128, 180 BPM record. What do you do? Like, or whatever venue you are, like, there's not that training or that background anymore, like that we kind of came up on.
I think this also too is just like there's not people to there's very few people to like watch and do that. Like you have people that were holding those positions down for so many years, and you can like, oh damn, that person does that, I can listen to their mixes. Now it's like those very few of them left. So
I mean, for us in New York though, luckily we have more options. There's actually, we have just so many open format clubs too. So we have a bit more.
The open format clubs are playing all house now and tech and stuff. At least for us.
For us, no, we have open format rooms that you literally, again, Chaperone, you play no remix, you just play that straight song. You could even go into old disco if you wanted to. I find myself actually starting to steer into new disco, and I haven't done that in a long time.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of disco house and stuff too.
Yeah. I mean, but I'm doing like new disco of like pop records here and there, because they just like the disco sound, but they just want like
it's the energy too, right? On that, and
yeah. But for us, our open format world is still alive and kicking. But we do have that big house presence, but we also have more than enough open format clubs too.
All right, well, hey, good discussion, guys. I'm glad we got to air that out there. Speaking of open format, let's go to your quick picks. This is gonna be all over the board. New top records that you're playing out. What you guys have? Who wants to go first? Come on.
Me? I'll go. I got Jello Tweaker. That L'Angelo Ball record.
Yeah,
sounds like a 2000s South record, right? Basically, I'm a go.
Are you gonna do that for every song now? Yeah. Go ahead.
Offset, Swing My Way, the HMC edit. That's Shorty Sing My Way edit into Offset.
Can you sing that for us? Just sing us a line.
My way.
No. I got your back on that.
And
with the background vocals.
I was about to get up and start singing.
Hey. Show the world that dump truck of yours.
Yeah, them cakes. Them fresh meats.
Wow. I got one more. Stephanie. The Clooney record, Wookie did an edit with
that was dope.
Yeah, that one's really dope. So it's a Wookie edit, Stephanie, all available on Headliner Music Club.
Is it? I don't have that one.
Pull up. Yeah. All right. Who's next? Neil?
Top songs for me. I mean, I don't, outside of the ones that I've talked about on the previous podcasts, I don't really have that many. There hasn't been, like, since last month to this month, there hasn't really been much, but No Pole, Don Toliver does well.
That's not even on my radar.
Yeah, No Pole, Don Toliver is a good one. Viking, Shabe, that one is now.
That actually worked for me very well, because actually I went back through the notes and I added to the list. I played it in Boston and it worked.
Yeah, Viking is that one moved into, that was a ones to watch, that moved into my top song.
Yeah.
I have a story about Viking.
And
wow.
I think it's just those two. Those two are the ones that I'm like confident about.
EU, why don't you go and tell us the story about Viking?
I was DJing and one of the guys, a guy that I know, goes like, "Yo, why don't you play that Viking song that the girls are into?" I was like, "Viking, like Viking, like." Because I asked him, it's like, "What's the artist?" I don't know. You know, the one that everybody's vibing to on TikTok. And my feed in TikTok is all comedians. it's like like I got on TikTok to follow like DJ trends and stuff, and all that came up was like comedians. So I was like, Vikings, and then I got home and I was like, what's this Viking? And I found it. I was like, oh, but obviously it's like anything. Like, yo, can you play? It was like, who's the artist? Like, right? Yeah. Like, but I'm gonna go with Megan, the "Wipe Me Down" sample.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
Glorilla. Sorry,
yeah.
Glorilla. What you know about me? It's fire because obviously "Wipe Me Down" hits, but then if you like kind of go back and forth, there was another side piece remix of "Somebody That I Used to Know" by Gautier. Bro, that remix slaps. The Stephanie by Clooney, I would say as well. And then Bad Bunny for sure. Like, just kind of keep an eye on that.
All right. I got a song by Propa. It's called Pretty Boy Swag, but it samples it samples Soulja Boy.
Okay.
I think it's like AI vocal, whatever. But
is it? It's not okay. All right, so I don't know. I played that.
But yeah, it's Pretty Boy Swag. Yeah.
Okay. I've been playing, dude. Flowrider. I don't know why. It's just like there's a low. It's Flowrider and T-Pain versus Shellco Star Blast Low. I don't know. It's a house remix of Low, but I really like that record. LMFAO Shots, the side quest edit. That's another one. I don't know. LMFAO, I played Party Rock Anthem for the first time in a long time, and dude, it just
slaps.
Goes off,
my! I just kind of forgot about those records, and it just bam, like
Black Eyed Peas. I Got a Feeling. Also, did that.
Still.
And then my last one's Don Toliver, No Pull. You guys know about that one?
I was like, wait, there's no way you know about that song. There is zero chance.
You know who you're talking to right now? You know who you're talking to?
Zero chance you know that
man,
song.
This is 2025. This is a new year for me, man. We're not. Yeah. Watch out. Watch out.
I didn't come here to slow dance.
Yeah. All right, guys. Ones to watch. All I got was Knock 2. He did a new project. His new album just came out. So he has good energy in his stuff. So that's all I had. Anybody else? Neil, you said you had somebody to watch?
I've got a few. Gang Baby NLE Choppa is something you got to watch out for. Another one. This one was actually, it's funny because I actually got this sent to me like 3 different times in the same day from 3 different people, and that was Too Many Women, Jordan Adetunji. Take a Day Trip. Shout out to Mel.
I think we talked about him.
There was another song that
because they were helping me pronounce his name too.
Yeah, but Jordan Adetunji came out with a new single called Too Many Women. Take a Day Trip produced it. Shout out to Mel DeBarge. That one is starting to pop up, and that thing actually got sent to me 3 different times in the same day.
Oh wow!
From 3 different people. And I did this one at the 444 party. Was 30 for 30. SZA.
Oh yeah. I love it.
That one did really well.
It's the one off of her album that she didn't put a new album out or anything, right?
It's
the one that was like a year ago or whatever.
No. Well, she just dropped that album. That album is new.
She put a new album out?
It's like about a month old.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on. Hold up.
Was it the SOS? Is it SOS is the album? Or she has a new one.
December 20th.
Oh. I didn't even know that. All right. I was really I thought it was the one with Kill Bill.
SZA, it was a deluxe version, and she added a gang of songs.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah. See, Neil, just spreading false information, man.
No, it's
okay. Well, hey,
Lana is a reissue of SOS with
extra songs.
December 20th.
Yeah, I thought she put a new album. All right. Anybody else has got any new ones?
Go ahead, you.
I could throw some Latin stuff.
Yes. Hold on, let me get my pen and paper real quick.
This is like if you got a good Latin crowd, you could play.
Computer?
Me?
Like, let me get a pen and paper. I'm like, aren't you?
Man, if you ever saw me type, it's worse than me trying to pronounce Spanish.
I've been taking notes, though. See? Bad Bunny. Must play. Bad Bunny.
Yo, that's a shirt right there, bro.
Listening to us, this dude drew a picture of a bunny.
Bro,
that's a shirt.
He's sitting there with his tongue out and everything. He's just like,
make our merch of all of Five's doodles.
We have a doodle
We
shirt.
can do our gallery show.
Doodle.
Sorry, you. Go ahead.
You're good. There's a song by a guy named Clarent, like clarinet, but not Clarent, and Mora Ia. That one's like, you play it. There's another by Raúl Alejandro Bad Bunny from Raúl's album called Que Pasaría. I will be playing that. Like, if these are fillers, or like if you're in a good Latin room, you could play it. You'll get the same, like, hey, how do you know about this? There's a really good trap song in the 120 range or 60, however you do your BPMs, by Omar Courtz and De La Rose. The name of the song is Que Vas a Hacer Hoy? Banger. Girls sing it. And I do a little routine with it. I'll have to like record it and send it, but the chick samples Akon, I wanna fuck you, no more. So it has very crossover lyrics. And then there's Bing Bong by Yailin, la más viral.
Actually, crazy. Someone asked me for that when I was in Boston. I was like, Bing Bong, like you're talking about like Bing Bong, like the sample, or like like the Bing Bong guy.
So it's a Dembow song.
Oh wow, I had no idea.
No, that thing charted actually. Now that I think about it, I thought they were asking for this.
Five was like, yo, that's kind of racist. I'm like, Asian, you're saying Bing Bong? No, I personally don't like her music, and then like the background that she has. You should put that in your sample, man.
Yeah, it is. I was like, is that what you're talking about?
No, so it's a Dembow song. It's in like the 147 dBPM, however you go on your BPMs. It's really good. You guys know the Ay Lupita Dembow song? You guys are not playing that?
Wait.
Ay Lupita. I wonder if I play it, you'll hear it. Let me see. I don't think I'm getting audio, so it's okay. Anyways, so Lo Miel, Ay Lupita, it's like a Dembow song, but it's like in the 70s, really sped up. And Bing Bong by Yailin, I get it requested all the time. I just refuse to play it. I have a bunch of other songs that I could play, and I get girls look at me, I just don't stand behind her as an artist and stuff. So, but it's a banger, and it doesn't mean that because I don't play it, you guys shouldn't be playing it. So definitely Bing Bong by Yailin is a must, or a record that you guys should be watching.
Yeah, it's number 9 on the iTunes, the Apple charts for New York.
Yeah,
got it. All right, cool. We're good with all those. Everyone good?
Did I get one? I didn't even do one, huh?
Ones to watch?
Yeah. What do you got to watch? What do you got to watch?
I got nothing. No.
Sorry. Got it all revved up.
The guy that wants to participate, he's like, oh, wait, hold on, you got to call on me. Wait, I got nothing. Yeah.
No, I got the new one from, what's his name? Disco Lines. It's called Fuck It Up.
Okay. That's a banger.
That is a banger. I played a bunch of times on our show on Fade University, but yeah, Fuck It Up with Mike Sherm and Side Piece.
Banger.
Linska Bad Boy.
Disco Line. It's called Fuck It Up.
Linska Bad Boy.
What the heck is that?
It's tech house banger. Kind of borderline techno-ish, but it's a good record.
Nice.
Her was produced by someone big.
In the background.
But yeah, that's my ones to watch.
Dope. All
Okay.
right.
I heard.
We got everyone. We got that covered. All right. What's the scenario? Open format room. I think we covered a lot of these, but I think we can go around real quick. If you're in an open format room, you need to transition to a Latin set. What songs do you play to keep the crowd moving? All right. I'm going to go first because this is going to be pretty bad, but this is what I got. Actually, I'm going to give myself some credit on this one. Karol G and Nicki Minaj, Tussa. Is that Tussa? I really, yeah. I feel like that's kind of a sneaky one. This one is El Tiburon. That's an old school one.
Yeah.
El Tiburon.
El Tiburon. Yeah.
Well, I was kind of close, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Not very far. That was. Say it again.
Doesn't get worse than
El Tiburon.
It cannot get worse than that. So we're good.
Just don't clip any of these, James, please. And then the Mark Anthony Vivar Me.
It got worse.
Shit. Yeah. I'm trying. All right, next. Who goes?
Jerzy, you live in Chicago, bro. Like there's Spanish all over you.
I took Spanish 3 years in high school.
I know you eat some bomb ass tacos.
I learned more
from
Pitbull records than I did all 3 years. I'll tell you. I don't know anything.
I can go. I'll do the obvious. Gasolina, duh. Peppa's, Danza, Kuduro. Is it Danza? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
And the Kitty still has a chokehold on me. I still play that record at every.
What song?
Show.
Which one?
Dakiti.
Dakiti by Bad Bunny. Yeah, you know it.
Oh, yeah.
You know it.
Yeah, that's my go-tos when I'm transitioning. You know.
What's up, Neil? Come on. I'm actually making notes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for me, I mean, maybe this is it because you guys have some pretty strong ones. I go with Fade Luna.
Oh yeah,
Fire.
Gata Only. I'm not gonna say the
Fire
because EU said it already.
Floyd
And this
Manuel,
one is
Chris
Go
a-
ahead,
O'Day.
Neil. Just do it. Yeah.
I tend to do well with this one, but Brickle by Fade.
Brickle, yeah, Fire. So Neil is a little bit more updated
Boom!
on the bangers.
He didn't even try to pronounce any of the records. I did.
I did.
No,
Luna,
you said,
Gata
well,
Only,
yeah.
and Brickle. That no joke. That's the name of the song.
Yeah. So open format scenario, like I'm gonna give you the top fives, and I'm gonna repeat. Like this is like reggaeton. I'm not talking upbeat because upbeat, like Pepas is really not considered a Latin record. Like Pepas is
like
an
a
open
house
format record.
Yeah.
It's like an open format Pitbull, equally to a Pitbull.
Wait,
That's
before
like a
you get
little
into
the same thing.
The songs I picked, what are those considered?
Those are reggaeton. Those
Okay.
are straight reggaeton, like 90 BPM bangers.
Reggaeton's 90. I don't know because people asked for that in Boston a lot, and I was like, I don't know what.
Yeah,
classifies
reggaeton could be anything from 80 to even 110.
Okay.
Like it's just sped up on the rhythm, of the dembow. Gasolina is a must, like, right? It's obvious. Like it's obvious, but it bangs, right? It's still fire. Just don't play the Pitbull remix. Then you lose credibility on it. And that's the one you played,
Right,
Jerzy.
Yeah. Looking right at
And
me.
with your face.
Yeah.
Yo, I'll give you this though, Jerzy. You went deep with the tiburón. Like that was fire.
Yeah.
So for example, like Tusa, cool, but it's old. Like Karol G has a new record that you could substitute, and she has like 3 different records. You could play Ojos Ferraris, that is a Dembo record by her.
What is
and it's
Dumbo?
actually-
You keep saying Dumbo. I like.
So Dembo, it's a
4K.
Dominican. Yeah, like 4K,
Like
El Alfa. It's a rhythm. It's a sped up rhythm. It comes from Dominican Republic.
Okay, I've heard of it.
Yeah,
I just
like
don't know.
high energy.
Mama
La
de la
Mama.
mama de la mama de la mama de la mama.
Yeah.
It's usually
That's
just
Dembo.
yeah.
Okay.
How Alpha's big in that genre.
Yeah. So you have that. She has like a merengue record that you could Okay, no. Let's go into like the reggaeton thing. I wouldn't even substitute Tusa. So Gasolina, Zafaera, or Calladita by Bad Bunny. Like those are two 100% like bangers. The three that Neil mentioned, Luna, Gata Only, and Brickle Are Fire. You could add Alacran by Fade as well. I'm trying to think records that I use. Oh, Titi Me Preguntó. It's like 100% fire. And then with a new album, I would say Nueva York, EO, and that's it.
It's a lot.
You can switch your sets. Like you could kind of like literally play all the songs that I just said, and like you'll just, dude. Oye Mi Canto is still banging.
Yeah, that one works a lot for me too. I like that.
Kind of comes back to the
what would that be considered? Is that reggaeton?
That's reggaeton?
Okay.
Yeah. It's just a crossover.
I know what I'm doing. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go to your edits real quick. Big shout out to everyone that submitted them. Broadway, Pigpen, DJ Villa, Huff, The Professor, Josh Styles, Gordon Ross, Paul Sino, Slim D, Bossa Nova, FWB, and then Hati, I think is the way you pronounce that one. So thank you guys for submitting your edits to us for this month. That's a lot. We had a lot this month, and there was a
lot of good ones.
There was so many good ones. So thank you. I don't know. Maybe people have been like during the holiday break, they were just grinding them out or whatever. But I got all right, let me go through mine real quick. Cry, Just a Little, DJ Beatzilla and Bossa Nova, Some Days Edit. Fuck Up the Office, Villa.
Dude, that was so good.
Dude, it was so amazing. I didn't even expect it. It was great. Messy is by Villa, Valerie Edit. Turn on the Lights, Villa just hit them all on this one. Cinema Edit, Tyler the Creator, Sticky, Glorilla, FWB remix. I like that one. And Forever Movin', The Professor remix, and Adam Port. Dude, there's so many on here. And then okay, I think that was it. So anyway, go ahead, somebody else. I had like 7. Sorry.
Since Jerzy screwed me because basically I had Cry on my list. Fuck Up the Office, Messy, Valerie Edit from Villa. Shout out to Bossa Nova and Beatzilla too. So I'm gonna do another audible. Zeko sent in a bunch of edits for Headliner Music Club. So we did an edit pack with them. So I'm gonna throw in
wait, are you going off the menu right now?
Yeah, I'm doing off the menu item.
What the fuck?
Jersey screwed me, man.
I didn't see that at all.
I'm just gonna do something different.
Dude, he did.
That's definitely not in the notes.
Yeah. I'm looking on the Runner Shot. I'm like, I don't see that anywhere. Where?
Travis Scott, Meltdown, Zeko's bootleg, amazing. I play that on the show. Waiting for Tonight, Zeko bootleg. I mean, it's available on Headliner Music Club.
It works. Hey, whatever. You did it, right?
Okay. All right. I mean,
I'm just glad he listened and he did it this time. Yeah. You know, usually before the show he goes,
screwed me.
Wait, what do you guys have? Oh yeah. I'll do that one too. Yeah. That's what it usually is. So I'm okay with that. Go ahead, Neil.
Okay, so I across the board, Cry, Beatzilla, and Bossa Nova.
That's really good one. Yeah.
That was very good. Bossa Nova, Lose Control. Pour It Up, Villa, and I wanted to do the Office one too. That was Fuck Up the Office. That was so good. Don't Tell Him, Hayati, Impala Heart edit, and then Josh Styles, Fisher, and Toys Take It Off. I think that was more of like a techno edit.
Nice.
Those are mine.
Cool. All right. If anyone else wants to send your edits in, you can at earbuds, one word, at headlinermusicclub.com, and we'll go over them for next month. So send us a link, which is preferred This is the easiest way to get them, and we will go over all those. And then all the ones that we did mention are going to be up on the website on Headliner Music Club. If you have a membership, you're doing great. If you don't, you can sign up for 50% off your first month with code EARSpaceBuds. So just put that in there, and you know what? Scratchy's going to hook you up. So thank you for that.
Scratchy.
Yay. All right. Last one, guys. Sneaky Slappers. ATL songs. Atlanta songs. You know, I just put ATL, in case you know. And artists or producers that might have been forgotten, but still tickle your titties.
And for you fellas out there, your moobs, man.
Yeah.
Moobs.
All right. I got T.I. What You Know, Crime Mob, Rock Your Hips, Gucci Mane. I Think I Love Her.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah, you know, streets are talking.
Should we save EU for the for
EU's
last?
got to bring it in the end. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bring
Okay.
it.
Yeah, it's
Bring
like-
up the rear or whatever.
What?
I know.
What? What are we talking about?
Just go. Just forget I said that. Go ahead.
That transition, that you should have
That was
transitioned to
rough.
Neil for the cakes.
Yeah, it's cakes.
With
Yeah,
these
show us your
meats,
cakes again. Yeah.
These hams. I got Jerzy, and then what? I got Gucci, Bricks, Plies, Becky, Jeezy, Geeked Up, Shorty Low, Dano, the remix,
Wow.
and UGK International Players Anthem.
Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
I got
UGK. Oh, okay. I was gonna say, is he from Atlanta?
UGK. Actually, they're from Houston,
Yeah.
but I mean South.
But
yeah.
but play it, trust me.
I'm like, wait a second.
I got David Banner, Like a Pimp, Crime Mob, Stilettos, and Nuck If You Buck, and them franchise boys. I don't know if you guys still rocking it, but yeah,
Damn.
anything from them. EU?
So the reason UGK bangs real quick in Atlanta is because Outkast is on it. So it's more of an
makes sense.
Outkast song than a UGK song.
True.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go Gucci Man. Wasted.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go Kryptonite. By Purple Ribbon, but it's Big Boy Killer Mike. Like from the one. Like no intro.
That's a big
just drop.
Holy shit.
And then like Wipe Me Down, I mentioned it earlier. Here, actually, I have a ATL set that I do because of the games. Let me see. I want to throw you guys
Go deep. Hey,
man.
Not too deep though.
Hey, clip that, James. Can you please?
Not the full 5 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, let's do Let's Do It by Waka.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, oh.
And then put on Jeezy for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you just drop it from the one. Like no mixing.
What about Jeezy? I Do.
It's okay.
Oh,
But
all
if you
I
want,
really, I
like-
really like that record.
It, like you're talking about bangers, put on, and the
Lose
higher
My
BPMs, IRP, yeah.
All right, guys.
R&B, Love in This Club,
Ooh,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fret the Usher records. Yeah. All right. Cool. All right. Well, I'm glad we got all that knocked out. Now it's the big segment. This is what EU's been here the whole time for.
Why I've been here
This
talking
is
about cakes
Yeah, this is
and
the big
5
one
inches,
5 inches and cakes.
5-inch cakes.
right here. All right, man. Well, welcome to the show. We're so glad to have you. This is a long time coming because we've been talking about this and we just didn't know the right time to, bring you on and ask. We want to make sure we had an arsenal of questions to ask you when we brought you onto the show. So buckle up. I hope you're ready for this one. First of all, I just want to start out by, I guess, introduce yourself to the listeners so people have a little bit of an idea what your background is, where you came from, how'd you get to Atlanta and all that stuff.
So my name is EU. I'm originally from Puerto Rico. I moved to Atlanta in 2002, came for college. when I was 18. Started DJing in 2007-8. Quit school to pursue this amazing career and industry that we all love. And I've been DJing ever since. I started in the Latin market, obviously, because I was Latin background, Puerto Rican. And then I discovered what open format was. And now I do play everything pretty much.
Nice. And then also, I mean, you're being modest, but you know, you were Red Bull 3-Style, you're in that. You were recognized as one of the 50 most influential Latinos in Georgia, which is pretty huge. So that's why we're asking you all the questions that we're asking you.
Okay, so I did 3-Style in 2011 and 2013. 11 I lost, 13 I won the Atlanta. That's when 3-Style would do all the cities and not so much regional. And it wasn't like go and submit a bedroom video. Like whoever worked for Red Bull in marketing was going out to the clubs and kind of seeing the DJs. I thought that was the best way because obviously nothing against a bedroom DJ. You're definitely going to be better technically than I am, but me reading a crowd and putting a set, I'm definitely going to be better just because of that. So I think and those, to me, I call it the primaries. That's where you get the 4-color SAC champions. You get the J. Espinosas.
Was that the year Zach won, 2011?
No, Zach won in 12.
Oh, so Headspin won that year.
Yeah. In 2013, it was Trentino.
Oh, wow.
From Chicago. And Scene came in second place.
Dude, they used to pay out so much money for the early ones. Holy shit.
So it was, you would do your city, you would do a regional, and then a final.
Yeah. Dude,
I think Trentino at least made like at least 20K.
Damn.
The city ones alone, it was paying, I think like top was like 5K, right? And it just keeps going up. 5K. Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
It was fire. I remember when I got that money, I was like, all right, I'm gonna splurge myself. I'm gonna either buy a painting that I wanted or a surfboard. And I was like, well, if I buy a surfboard, it's going to stand like the painting because there's no beaches here.
That's kind of wild. A surfboard is crazy.
I liked surfing. I was like, if I had a surfboard
in my mind, I was like,
no. To the left. It's a Frida Kahlo with like Daft Punk shirt.
Oh, wow.
By a Chilean artist by the name of Fab Cirialo.
Nice.
And I was following him, and the year that I won, he ended up doing like a show in San Fran and did some prints. And I was like I don't think I had gotten the money, but I knew the money was coming and went ahead and bought it.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways,
I want to ask you about the Latin scene in Atlanta because, you know, obviously, you know, you touched on being, you know, a pretty influential person in your market. I guess tell us about the ethnicities in Atlanta's in the Latin community, because I mean, I'm sure it's made up from a bunch of different ones.
So Atlanta has heavy Central American, so very Mexican, Honduran, Salvadorian, Costa Rican, but as well very South American, heavy on the Venezuelan, Colombia, Argentina, and there's Peruvian, Ecuadorian. So it's very mixed in the Caribbean, obviously, Dominicans, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, but not as much as Cubans in
Miami.
Like in Miami, correct. The Latin scene, when I first started, it was the bachata boom. I'm not sure if you guys remember that. Like the Romeo Santos, Aventura.
Kind of like slow jam.
And it was, it's dancey. And it was a bit frustrating for me because I liked the music, but I didn't like playing at the clubs, and the dance floor wouldn't get full unless you play that. Like it was like people were waiting for that, and I wanted to like take people on a journey, right? Like play a little bit of everything. It wasn't just that. And I I wanted to bring house music into the Latin scene, right? And I hit a wall real quick because the clubs were like, no, you play house music, you only play reggaeton, you're not a real Latin DJ. So I went into the open format clubs and like opera, which you guys used to play back in the day. And they had a back room of 100 people. And I was like, yo, can I just do a Latin room back there? And since there wasn't a Latin promoter, it was just like me inviting people. All I had to get was 80 people, 60 people in that room would look good.
Oh, wow.
That's like, because it was tiny. They will give it to me and nobody was telling me what to play. And I also was catering to a crowd that just didn't want to hear bachata whole night. And like anything, remember back in the day, the bottle clubs, they would say there was a guest list to 11. They will hold the line.
Yeah.
Table heavy. So when my crowd will come, they will make them wait like an hour and something. And Latin people were willing to pay, but they got tired of that. So the room ended up dying little by little. But to me, it was still a gig that was paying me, right? So my room didn't open till 12, but I would still have to get there at 10. And I started listening to all the open format DJs. And like any story, you start listening, they're known there until the one day that the main room DJ couldn't get there on time and they needed an opener. And I was the guy. So what made me stand out in the open format room is I was playing the Gasolinas. I was playing the Pitbulls, Culos. Like I was bringing in that Latin flair into it. And I started letting go the Latin rooms and started playing more open format and learning the format. And then in 2017, Bat Bunny kind of started making some noise. And I started a party with 2 other partners called Sunset Sundays on a Sunday. Mind you, I am getting flown out to everywhere outside of Atlanta to still play Latin music and open format. But in Atlanta, I barely was doing Latin. I was doing a Wednesday in the side room, still a side room situation at Ton and Groove. And we started the Sunday party. I didn't think it was going to work. And the first one was just like
Massive.
Crazy. So it became,
Are there a lot of Puerto Rican people in Atlanta? Okay,
yeah,
pretty good scene.
Yeah.
You guys got a lot of Brazilians out there too, no?
Yes, as well.
Yeah.
Brazilians. Anyways, the Sunday party every Sunday sold out. Players, soccer players, like amazing people had to dress up. But like anything, you start bumping heads and like not agreeing on certain things. So I parted ways from the party. And I created Candela with another promoter, JB Entertainment, which is my current partner. And it was one of those situations that I went to District Atlanta when they recently were opening. Literally, they opened in October, and I went up to them on November. I was like, hey, can I have the Wednesday before Thanksgiving? It's a new club that we're trying to figure out the programming. And they were like, yeah, we killed it. And then I asked for another one. I asked them for the second Saturday of each month. And I've been doing that party for 6 years, going on 7. And it's really, I think, what opened the open format mindset or the nightclubs to give opportunities to other people. Like, yo, Latin is here. Either we embrace it, we accept it, we take advantage, like we work with it, or we're going to lose this amazing wave.
Is it all like forms of Latin music? Is there certain that you guys like?
So
kind of hit
Candela is more reggaeton, house music, EDM, because Latinos love EDM music. Like Latinos even love hip hop, right? So I just play everything, but it's definitely heavier on the reggaeton like side of it. Like 80% reggaeton, and then 20% everything else. But the party, for example, the night from 10 to 12, all you hear is Latin house music. And there was people that at the beginning that they found out about it will go to it, and they were like, hey, can you play bachata? Can you play salsa? I was like, hey, this is not that type of party. I wanted to create something different, because if you wanted salsa, bachata, or your other stuff, there was other venues or clubs that you could go to. I just wanted to create something different and new. And maybe those people have never come back, but it's okay, because I wasn't trying to cater to them. I was trying to create something for another type of crowd. And I kind of stuck with it, man. And people would critique it. But it's just like, it's what I wanted to do, right? And I think with the Candela getting so big, it gave other promoters and DJs an opportunities to create their own thing and do it. So the Latin scene in Atlanta is heavy. I have another weekly party called Perrologia that happens every Thursday at Sun and Groove. That is like what I call on cruise control, man. Like, it's just packed no matter what. Yeah. Like, and it's packed. Like, we've done from Karol G after parties to it could be Eduardo Franco, which is like the resident and a partner into the party. Just him, like a DJ, and it's massive. And that's another thing that I wanted to do with our parties. A lot of people start their parties like, oh, let's bring in an artist, or let's bring this big DJ. I didn't want the party to depend on that act. I wanted the party just to be about the experience and the vibe. And then we'll bring somebody. Like Candela, to this day, maybe we had 2 or 3 guest DJs. And people, they tend to be our slowest Candelas. And it's not because of the DJ that I bring that it's bad. It's just people want what they want, right? Like what I've created. And we bring a few artists. Some have done really well. 1 or 2 have flopped. And it's just, people really are there for like the energy of a party. It's a dance floor. It's crazy.
It sounds like you built a good foundation. So at that point, you just kind of, hey, it's the name is bigger than anything we put in there. Obviously. Correct. So that's good. Yeah. I want to ask about a little bit more on the Atlanta scene, nightlife scene. So when Neil and I, we've taken a few trips there, Neil and I, and what I remember, besides the Waffle Houses, was everything was like really spread out. Is there a certain area? Is there like, I think Buckhead was like the one area that we were hitting, but I think like at the time downtown was not really popping. So where's everyone going now? What's the scene like out there?
So there's 2 big mega nightclubs in the city. Sun and Groove, which you guys have seen
an eternity.
Yeah. 30 years. It's been in Atlanta for 30 years. 5 has recently played it. Neil used to come almost every week.
All the time. I was addicted to that city.
Yeah.
What was the big room out there that we went to? They used
Gold Room.
Gold. Was it the EDM guys in there?
Gold Room.
Yeah. So right now there's District, which is more of a ticketed venue, and that's where I do Candela. Like, if District doesn't have a big EDM act or like a big theme party, it doesn't do as well. But they, for example, they have a night called Invasion, that it's like Asian promoters created it. It's cosplay driven. They do performances, heavy into EDM. It's really cool what District is doing as far as curating besides EDM. And then as far as open format, you got Sun and Groove, which is really the #1 open format club in the city. You got Havana as well. And then you got small places like 30, which is like a 250 people lounge. And it's open format still, but like more intimate. You have Smith's All Bar that started doing now this like kind of like the tech house kind of vibe, like remixes. But everything, like you said, everything is spread out. Like Smith's is in Midtown, Havana, District, and Sun and Groove are in Buckhead. 30 is in Buckhead, but it's not like next to each other. Underground Atlanta, which is what we were talking, you guys mentioned downtown Atlanta, is getting a resurgence, and a bunch of nightclubs are opening there. The issue, like, there's a famous dance spot in Atlanta called MJQ.
Love that spot.
Pretty much, yeah, it's one of the most legendary venues in Atlanta, as legendary as Sun and Groove, but more on the underground indie side. They have a 90s hip hop night. They had a night called Sloppy Seconds that you saw guys like Diplo, all the Deck Stars guys went through it. Corey Enemy, Ruckus, Clever. I think Dylan Francis played there before he was Dylan Francis, when he was interning with, I forget his name, like the Blog House era, right?
Yeah.
And now,
does Rasta Roots still do Face Off Fridays there?
He finished it. After 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Big shout out to Root, man.
Yeah, shout out to Rasta Root. Anyways, MJQ right now, where it's at, like everywhere, big city, developer bought it. They're about to build high rise, so they were obligated to move. The new MJQ is in underground. It actually opens next Wednesday.
Oh, no way.
So everything is going towards downtown Atlanta. It's just not there yet. But I think in the next year or two, there will be that
push to downtown
nightclub, like you could say like a nightclub district where everybody parties down there, and then. But right now, it's still kind of like where, like you said, a little bit. Everything you got to go to a car. Gold Room is about to open again, so.
Oh, no way.
Hopefully it's getting remodeled. So
all right, Neil, we gotta make a trip
for
again.
the city.
Yeah, well, I gotta get down there.
I'm down. I'm down.
I want to, we'll do an episode out there. I want to ask because Atlanta's always been known as like a hub for influential hip hop. You know, for someone, I guess, that plays in the market a lot, you know, is it ever become intimidating because, you know, you have to kind of, do you have to, I think the question is, one, do you have to really be up? And I think you've touched on this earlier where you were kind of saying that like, no one really cares about the new stuff, but, you know, I guess, you know, in Chicago, like if you play Kanye, you know, you're playing stuff that people are like, they have a attachment to, I guess. Out there, is there any type of do you feel like you need to represent in a certain way, or do you need to play certain records that kind of like represent Atlanta hip hop, or is it ever intimidating for playing for crowds? It's kind of like, yo, this is where these guys are from, or they may be in the room, or what, you know, the situation is.
1000%. So like when I first started DJing, I accepted that this was the Atlanta, the hip hop capital of the South, and kind of then became the hip hop capital of the United States, right? What I would do is, as much as I would go listen open format DJs, I will go and listen to hip hop DJs, because if I was going to play hip hop in the open format rooms, I needed to play it the Atlanta sound. But then I also liked a lot of the New York style of DJ, dropping on the one, cutting and all that. So I kind of created my own little sound to it. But you definitely needed to know how to play. So when I first started DJing, it was like the best era of hip hop for like Atlanta. It was like the Waka Flocka, the Roscoe Dashes, like the Kryptonite,
the party record. They're like the party energy. Yeah.
The crunk was still relevant. So nowadays, those records still do better than the new stuff, but you still got to learn how to play the new stuff. And like I said, a lot of the new stuff, the energy that it brings is not the best. So you don't stay stuck in it, right? Like when we get booked for open format DJs, it's all big energy, high energy. And that's what the owners, GM want. They don't care what's trendy and not. Like, they just want to make money, and they want people to dance and drink.
Want a good party, yeah.
Yeah, so you stay relevant. I'll hit up the homies like, yo, what records should I be really playing? Because they're not connecting with me. So at this point, I was like, okay. Then I listen to it, and then I see how I can make it work in my sets. If it doesn't work, I'll have it just in case. I'll have a basketball player come in and play it. You know, those situations, right?
I think those are the ones that are kind of like, oh shit, so and so's in the room.
You got to kind of keep it, or you even ask them. It's like, God bless now that we have a computer that you could download a record and Serato won't bug out. Like, back in the day when Scratch Live came out,
on there, great,
yeah, like you had to turn the Bluetooth and your Wi-Fi off. If not, your Scratch Live would like,
God forbid somebody calls you.
Oh,
yeah.
It was a wrap,
dude. I've been getting. Have you guys ever gotten airdrops?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like I'm playing this big fucking thing pops on my screen.
If I get it, I turn it off. Like, I don't think you need the Bluetooth for anything while you're DJing. But
I didn't even think about it, but yeah. I want to ask you though, you know, you're talking about artists, new artists and stuff like that. Is there any type of stuff that like that you're seeing that's coming up in 2025? Like, you know, artists that are bubbling, or you know, some stuff that's hip hop or in Atlanta or anything like that we should know about?
No, man. Like, I think Playboy Cardi keeps like dropping records. I honestly haven't seen like a huge project from Migos in a while. Like they've been
Offset's
dope
doing his own
albums.
thing.
Yeah. Maybe Young Thug, since he just got out of jail, might come out with a project. But he got on that Little Baby record.
Gunna's got a big one, no?
Oh yeah, Gunna's huge. But also in Atlanta, the Afrobeats and Amapiano scene is freaking huge.
Oh yeah.
Huge. There's a Tuesday party called Bamba Tuesdays. Shout out to DJ Cash. Packed every Tuesday. Davido just recently moved to Atlanta.
Oh shit.
Went to that party. Every Hollywood celebrity, artist that's in the city during the week ends up at that party. Like huge. Like the Afro underground baile funk, like it's huge here in Atlanta.
There's a big,
it's not just like open for men.
There's a big African community out there too, though, right?
Caribbean too. Like there's a Sunday party called Rum Punch. Fits 1,200 people at Believe Music Hall.
Neil took me to something in a strip mall.
In a strip mall?
Yeah, we went to a strip mall, and you're like, hey.
Josephine's on Sunday.
Oh yeah. But see, like, for example,
that's the way I felt when I was in there too.
That's the hood. That's the hood.
But like I remember
I was there.
I remember Mixmaster David was like the resident there.
Yeah.
And he was playing Afrobeats before Afrobeats was like commercial. So in Atlanta, we have a lot of dope DJs that
it's a very international city. But you guys,
it's a melting pot.
You and Weapons put me on game. You guys have the busiest airport in the country, so it's like there's a lot of people from everywhere coming into Atlanta.
Atlanta's fire. Yeah, like Atlanta's during the summer is fire.
What is I want to know about a little bit about your food scene out there besides the Chick-fil-A's and the Waffle Houses. Like, where's a good spot to eat?
Food scene in Atlanta's fire.
I know, and I'm like, what's is there an area or is there something that?
No, all the dope restaurants. Every restaurant, it's all spread out. You have Del Bar. We just recently got a few Michelin stars restaurants. You have I took 5 to a spot called Forza Storico, and it's a group that owns 3 different type of Italian restaurants: Yepa, Storico Vino, or Forza Storico and Storico. I forgot the third name. And my understanding is each restaurant has a specialty side of the pasta because it's based on a region of Italy. So there's a plate that you might not find at the other one. There's so many. There's amazing Latin food scene. Like where I live, I used to live in the city. I just moved to Chambly, which is 20 minutes away, 15 minutes from Buckhead. But I'm surrounded by the best Asian restaurants, the best Latin restaurants. The scene here, like the best mom and pop shop will give you the scene as like the best restaurants in the city.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take a food trip. I know.
I'm still a fan of what is it, Antico's?
Oh, Antico's pizza is fire.
What about the Puerto Rican place you took me to get mofongo?
That's a bougie Puerto Rican place. Shout out to Super Pan.
Wasn't there a hot dog? Wasn't there like a hot dog place?
Varsities
in the airport.
Is that around still?
House Steakhouse is still my favorite.
House is still there. Chops as far as
I hate taking my hat off to go to restaurants, but I'll take my hat off there.
Yeah. Little Alley. You know what, Five? I've lived here for 20 something years, and I went to House for the first time the other day.
Oh, no way. It's fire.
Yeah, it was fire. I always end up at like other ones, like Little Alley.
Yeah, that's down the street too.
Chops. I've eaten Prime. Atlanta's food scene is we have Umi, which is a fire.
Umi. That's every year when we do Joseph's birthday. We do Umi.
Fire. So it's really good sushi, but also really dope vibe.
Yeah.
They opened what's that famous sushi spot that there's that's a hotel?
Nobu?
No, we have a Nobu now over here.
Nice.
Look at you guys.
Moving out. Coming up in the world.
Is there anything you want to push, promote, let people know about? You got anything coming up? Any projects?
Yeah, man. Luckily, like something that I've been wanting to do is take Candela on the road, and we're actually going to do a mini tour coming up around the Southeast, like
Nice.
Nashville, Alabama, New Orleans. Those are the 3 major cities that we're looking at, and hopefully it kind of grows. That's one of the projects, and then obviously I'm the official DJ for our MLS team, Atlanta United. Season's coming up. We also will be hosting the World Cup in 2026.
That's huge. Yeah,
It's gonna be insane.
We got eight regular qualifying games and a semifinal. So honestly, like I'm planning 2026 already. Like waiting for the brackets and see what countries are going to play in Atlanta and do the fire after parties with that. But yeah, besides that, that's about it, man.
So if somebody wants to book you though, and for all that Latin fire you're spitting, where would they go? Who would they talk to?
All right. So I recently signed last year under Conflicts Agency, my favorite DJ agency. They could reach out to them, and they can reach out to me directly, and obviously I'll direct them to them. But yeah, man, whoever wants a little bit of this flavor, let me know. We'd love to go up there.
Give them your socials real quick too, so we can just put that on the.
So at the DJ EU, so THE DJ EU. If we have friends in common and you put DJ EU, I should be the first one to pop up. At the DJ EU, and then on Twitter it's just /DJ EU.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Nice.
Thank you, EU, man.
Thank you,
for
man.
thank you for putting up with all my bad pronunciations.
The
for the
worst.
last time.
It's okay.
That's a fun
okay.
one.
I feel really bad, but thank you for sitting through all that.
If anybody wants that list, it's on Twitter. Like actually, I'll pin it so it's you guys see it.
Yeah.
Of the albums.
And speaking of lists, we have our Spotify playlist that's going to have all the records that we just spoke about. That's going to be up hopefully very soon. So you guys can go to that. And then if you're like, yeah, man, I was driving, I didn't get what was that record you guys talked about? So it's going to be up on there. Our Spotify playlist, it's called Earbuds. So hopefully it pops up. Also, we have a merch drop that's we're there. I know we've been talking about it for a long time, but we're finally got the samples.
Just one little thing.
We were just tweaking the little things, but when it does come out, man, these are going to be really expensive hats for you guys to purchase.
I have a question. Do guest speakers get the merch? Like,
yeah. Yeah, you just got to pay for the $100 shipping, but no, we got you. We will comp you a hat. What's it called? Thank you, Scratchy. Thank you, James. Thank you, Good Chill. Also, 5, you got your playlist you want to let everybody know about?
Yeah, man, go check out my playlist on Headliner Music Club. It's DJ 5's weekly picks. I update it every week with the bangers I'm playing out or on Fade University.
There you go.
And look out for a new episode of Fourth Meal.
It's coming. Every episode we push out ours for like, hey man, when's the next Fourth Meal? They're like, oh yeah, just wait,
just
man.
watch out for it.
We have a guest lined up, but we haven't had the.
It must be in the same. It must be with our merch too. It must be.
Yeah.
Can I plug in a sound that everybody should be following and playing?
Yeah.
Baile funk.
Oh yeah, baile funk.
I've been saying the same thing.
Baile funk is huge.
Actually, I should have mentioned this, but I started a baile funk party.
Oh, no way.
And yeah, dude, it's called, you guys remember, I don't want people to say I copied it, but it's kind of like, you remember in Miami at Wall, they used to do the Tuesday party called Baile Favela?
Yeah.
Well, I kind of named it the same thing, but this is straight just Brazilian. Like I have 3 other Brazilian DJs, 2 Brazilian DJs playing with me.
Are you like true baile funk, or are you doing like some some Kesha edits?
No. So they, you know what's funny? No, so here's the thing, like they like that. Like I played a Titanium. I forgot what was it? Titanium baile. I think it's PCCS remix.
Yeah.
It hits, but they love that. But then there's shit that I'm playing that I don't understand, but it sounds fire, and I kind of, bro, I did a whole hour set of baile funk. The shout out to Lady N, the girl before me, crushes. She plays a lot of like straight baile, but then she'll play like a Fiend remix because it works. Like they like it, right? There's a crossover, especially also being in Atlanta. I think there's that diversity or that connection, dude. But baile funk and that global sound is what they call it, is about to take over.
Or a lot of remixes, they do like, you know, you have like your tech house remixes, edits, whatever. A lot of these guys are doing baile, like a lot of Korean producers. I'm blanking their names right now, but dude,
I know who you're talking about too.
But I have a pretty deep like baile funk set too. I love playing that out.
We got to do a baile funk episode now. Yeah, that's
man. Like it's,
there we go.
It's. I've been playing it since I started. There's baile funk that has like the freestyle breakbeat.
Yeah.
Like they call it the fonjaco, I think is what it's called. That's like the old school 2010. There's the kid that went viral with Menina.
Oh wow.
Thing. Anita has a record with The Weeknd.
Yeah,
it's
big.
It's nuts.
Is Glamorosa still like the big anthem?
You could play Glamurosa, Rap de Armas.
Yeah.
Like still, because there's sing-alongs. It's like they're, man, what's another? I would say Glamurosa, Rap de Armas. There's like, let's say you guys play Pepas always in your sets. There's a really dope baile funk edit, Mamá de la Mamá. And then, that I call it Afro Bashment. I'm not sure if that's the correct genre. It's like the 130 that's like very drum heavy.
Yeah.
Chamos does a lot of those remixes or edits. Ballads does.
Ballads, yeah.
They play that sound in their like at this baile funk party. So they're familiar with all this like. Yeah, that's my
Brilliant from Brilliant.
Oh, Brilliant!
FS Green, all those guys, big.
And that sound, like you'll catch me digging more than what's the new hip hop trend. Like I'm always
the energy's
looking
right.
for that. Yeah, exactly. And it's different, right? People will be like, oh, like how many times can we play Titanium in the same remix, right? Like so, if you find
Hold my beer. Hold my beer. Yeah.
I agree. I was there. But then I found these remixes.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for listening. And we will catch you next month.
Yeah.
Peace.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye. Bye.